Vanguard! Wow,
Vanguard.
it's Vanguard for Atari 2600. You want to play Vanguard? Let's get all our friends over to play.
Who destroys the god?
Luther destroys the god.
Luther destroys the god. Choo choo.
But what's the actual game like? Let's check it out.
It's awesome. This is up there. It's one of my favorites.
So tell us, James, what's good about this game?
You know what? It was better. I remembered it being better.
Instantly, you don't like it?
No, it's actually it's pretty good. But it's standard.
Look at that down there.
E, like a Mega Man E. We gotta destroy the god.
What is Vanguard? Is Vanguard
It's
the name of the guy, the name of the ship?
It's a tripod brand. Okay.
Yeah, this has got to be the end.
Oh! There's the god!
It's... Oh my god, you just killed God.
Wait a minute. No, I didn't. Wait, what just happened?
You killed God.
So the game just starts over then?
I think that's the end, and then...
It couldn't have been over that quick. I didn't even do anything.
You shot him. It only took one.
It took one bullet to kill the boss? Well, that's the easiest boss. No wonder Luther could be... No wonder, like...
Well, he's an idiot.
He's an idiot.
Maybe you could get to him again. Maybe it's harder the second time.
You know what? I understand the commercial now. You see, what happened was, Luther, he's a meathead. All right, so
right.
The kids are actually way better. The younger kids are better at playing the game than he is. They're like the nerds. He's the jock, and he actually doesn't know that it's so easy. It's just that he wants to play the game, so he bullies the kids into making him play it. So when they go, Luther destroys the god, they're just like, we gotta give him the controller. But they all know that it's easy. They all know it's not a big deal to kill the god.
Right.
But Luther thinks that he's like hot shit.
Yeah.
They just hand him the controller, and it's the easiest boss in history. But he sees it, and he's like...
Like he thinks he's hot shit.
He thinks he's real good at the game, but really...
But the nerds really know. They're like, yeah. That commercial is almost like a tribute to nerds, if you think about it.
There's a lot of subtext to that commercial.
All right. Speaking of nerds, here we are.
Because that's what they had planned when they wrote that commercial.
Right.
That's what it was.
Well, because Atari and video games in general like appeal to nerds, so they wanted to make the commercial appeal to the nerd demographic. So what they did was, well, how do we do that? Let's make fun of jocks. How do we make fun of jocks? Well, let's say that they're bad at video games. So we'll hand off the controller when it's the easiest part of the game to the jock. He'll be like, duh, make fun of the jock, and then the nerds will feel superior. So they'll want to buy Vanguard when they go out to the store. There was a lot of thought that went into that.
But they also got the jocks, because the jocks will see the commercial and go, oh, I could beat that game.
Right.
And then, it's like they're just appealing to everybody. But every part of it has like a different meaning. So the jocks don't know that it's making fun of jocks, and the nerds don't know that it's also making fun of nerds. So really,
that's true. That's actually true. I didn't think of that. It is also making fun of nerds too.
It's making fun of everybody.
Yeah.
So everybody wins. Everybody wins, and everybody loses with Atari. So this is Frogs and Flies.
I gotta hit the reset button. Okay. Yeah, Frogs and Flies. I'm the red frog.
Those are flies. Those little squares. See the way they're flickering, like they got wings.
Right.
See, you got to use your imagination. So we're just two frogs that are catching the flies, and basically it's just who gets the most flies. You know what I love about Atari games is that each game kind of has like a story. Like in my mind, these two frogs are just like, they don't sleep. They just jump around and catch flies all night. Frogs and Flies. I love that there's no other, the title is just what it is. You didn't have to call it anything like special. Just Frogs and Flies.
Like if you were gonna make a game back then about like calling somebody, the game would just be called Phone.
That's a good game, the one where you call people.
Yeah, well,
kind of like that documentary about the left-handed mattress makers.
Do you want to see what my favorite part of this game is?
Okay.
All right, watch this. That's the way I play this game. Okay, so this is Dodgem.
Well, what you're trying to do, basically, you're trying to get all the pellets, like Pac Man,
Right.
basically, but this other car is a really bad driver, and he's gonna go into a head-on... You know what this is? Have you seen the movie Death Proof? This is fucking Death Proof, the game, because he's trying to just crash into you and kill you. So he's just on, like, a suicide quest in this. So...
He's an asshole. You hate that guy.
He's really an asshole. So and it gets so intense because you're trying not to hit the other car, and it doesn't look that hard. You're like, well, just get out of the way, right? It's not that easy because every time you shift lane, he's shifting lanes.
It's really intense, and you gotta have quick reaction time.
Okay. Whoa. Oh, and the button speeds it up.
Oh, the buttons.
The button. I love how you can just say the button. The button.
Because there's only one, not like Super Nintendo that's got like 4 or whatever.
Yeah, it's like you don't have to say, oh, the A button, the B button. Button. Butt on. Butt on. Butt off. The hardest button to button. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, let's go to the next game.
So this is Pac Man for the Atari 2600. The reason I think people were so upset with this is Pac Man was so popular. It's such a popular character that, and it was such a big deal to be able to play Pac Man at home. Then when people got the chance and then they saw it wasn't as good as the arcade, in my opinion, you got to look at this from the perspective of the fucking guy who made the thing, because like he had a tough job to take that arcade game and put it onto like a little cartridge that really does not have enough room. I mean, sure, the ghosts flicker a little bit, but I remember playing this when I was a kid, and I liked it.
I did too. Like, I didn't think anything. Like, I was like, wait, Pac Man is a bad game? Like, I never thought that, but now I understand.
Man, using the Atari controllers is so much harder than using the Genesis controller.
It is, isn't it? But that's the authentic way. You gotta play it.
You can't even play Atari very long because your hand will just want to break off. Oh, and by the way, that thing right there in the middle, that looks like a combo, I always thought.
Oh, like with the pretzel with like the cheese in the middle?
Exactly, yeah.
It's a combo. I've always wondered what that was. Now I know.
Not like a combo like in Street Fighter, like you do a combo.
Yeah, not that kind. Actually, I always thought of Killer Instinct when I ever thought of combos.
This? Yeah.
Like if I'm eating combos, I would just be like... just all kinds of, hits that... A succession of hits that links all together into one combination of hits, a combo.
You know, a lot of people want me to do a glitch video on Pac Man because supposedly, like, you can go through this top thing where you come out the bottom, and supposedly there's some kind of glitch.
I remember getting stuck in there before.
Maybe that's what it is. You get stuck in there. Or
yeah.
There's some kind of weird thing that happens.
I always like how Pac Man dies. His jaw just like splits open, like opens backwards.
It's like that thing in King Kong when King Kong splits the...
when he like rips open the dinosaur. I always hate... When I was a kid, I was like, oh, that is so fucking brutal. And then Mechagodzilla does it to...
Yeah, and you actually see blood,
anglers.
too, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
Alright, so here we have Miss Pac-Man. Miss Pac-Man's hot. Don't you think?
Miss Pac-Man's hot?
Yeah. She's really round, you feel like you could squeeze her.
Mrs. Pac-Man.
Okay, so as for Miss Pac-Man on Atari 2600...
The flickering's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
everybody...
Never mind.
Well, everybody who was upset about the first Pac-Man, then this came out and it kind of rectified the situation. So yeah, it wasn't really a problem for very long.
To me, Pac-Man is always that first game that we just played, though.
Oh, and by the way, like, in all these games, we're probably not going to be doing very well because we're just kind of breezing through them. But like, I can actually do pretty well at this game if I sit and play it. Do you know all the Pac-Man ghosts' names?
I remember Inky, Blinky. I don't know the rest.
I believe it's Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde.
Pinky. Clyde, yeah.
I think that's right.
I was thought, why is one of them Clyde?
Well, I think that's funny though.
It is, yeah.
It's like they all end in like Y, but not Clyde. So this is Junior Pac-Man. What I really like about this game is that it's not like Pac Man or Miss Pac Man, because the difference in this game is that the screen scrolls, and I always found that to be a lot more interesting, because it's kind of like the board is getting revealed as you go through, and there's more elements to it. Like, you see this bicycle that's going along. It adds like another like sort of element of challenge to it.
One thing I want to say that I hate about Atari 2600, I mean, we've talked so much about how we love it, but one thing I don't like about it is how often you need to touch the console, because you have to keep hitting the reset button.
Two things I can say about that. One thing is that the cord is really, really long on the Atari, so you could actually put the Atari right next to you, or put it on your lap. Sometimes when I'm by myself, I might just be like, have my shoes kicked off, and I might actually press that button with my toe, so that I don't have to lean.
You've done it with your toe?
I do it with my toe sometimes. So this is River Raid. So what you do in this game, it's pretty basic. You go along, you just shoot all the helicopters and the aircraft carriers or whatever, the boats.
What's the fuel?
The fuel?
Okay.
The fuel is, if you see your meter there, you gradually run out of fuel, and those are the fuel tanks. So you got to continually refuel yourself. So you'll find yourself running out of fuel, and sometimes the longer you play, the further the fuel tanks are. So it can be difficult to refuel. That's one of the challenges to the game. You can speed up and speed down. Like, see how fast you can go, or you can pull back and go real slow.
I like the sound effects when you speed up.
Yeah. Boom, and look at that.
How many Atari sound effects off the top of your head can you name?
I don't know, what do you mean? Like
the sound that I always remember is like this. Listen. That sound, if I could try to explain, that sound is somehow relaxing. I don't know how to explain it, but the thing is, it's almost like you're hearing white noise that's almost like it's taking up like most of your brain cells, so it just makes you just.
Here we got Mario Brothers.
Most people would think that the first Mario Brothers game was Super Mario Brothers on NES, but it wasn't. There was the arcade Mario Brothers, and here it is on Atari.
This is the port. Oh.
So it's pretty crazy to think that the first home console that a Mario game was ever on was not Nintendo. It was not a Nintendo console. It was Atari 2600.
That's right. And you know what that is right there that I just got?
What?
That's supposed to be the coin coming out of the pipe. Right there. See that?
Oh, wow. That's a coin?
That's the coin, yeah.
It's not even close. The fireball looks more like a coin.
Mario and Luigi on the Atari 2600. Have you played Atari today? Have you played Nintendo on Atari today?
We are right now.
So is this closer to the movie? Maybe this is what they were making the movie off of.
Oh, this game.
That's John Leguizamo right there, and that's that's Bob Hoskins.
Where's Koopa? Dennis Hopper.
We just killed him. The turtle going by right there.
Oh.
Oh, look at this. Oh, look at all the blue balls. James. Oh my God, I got blue balls. Okay, remember Super Mario Brothers 2? The boss you have to fight? The crab boss?
Yeah.
Well, I think this is where they got it from.
I guess Mario games just have a lot of crabs.
And blue balls.
And blue balls.
And a lot of pee.
Get a lot of pee. Take a lot of mushrooms.
Oh my God. Here we got Asteroids, one of the most famous arcade.
Yes, and it has my high score on the back of it that I wrote as a kid. 36380. 36,380.
Is that really from when you were a kid?
Yeah. I used to play Asteroids a lot as a kid. When I was 3 years old, this might actually be one of the games I played the most.
I believe the arcade version, all the asteroids were all white, and your little triangle ship, I believe that was white as well. So the Atari version, I believe, added in all these colors. What I like about this game is how you move around. You have your little triangle.
Yeah, I know. Watch this. Watch what I'm gonna do. Watch this. It's like Jaws.
That's
the music
awesome.
is Jaws.
It is. It's like fast.
Oh
Jaws.
shit!
Jaws on crack.
Oh no! No! Oh shit! I'm gonna fuck! Get it! Oh, thank God!
It looks like a mouse cursor.
It does. Looks like a slice of pizza.
I like that better.
All right.
You didn't get close to your high score.
You know what? I'm actually wondering if that high score is even real because there's not that many.
It would probably just add another digit.
Or does it roll the score over and then you add the?
Possibly.
Maybe I added. I don't know what I did, but that's what I wrote when I was like 3 years old or something. I was probably older when I did that, but.
I think you were like 27 when you did that.
27. Yeah. Well, the thing about Jungle Hunt is this is one of few Atari games where you can actually beat it. Speaking of games, we were talking about how many games have an end. Jungle Hunt has an end, and it actually has music too.
Oh, Jungle Hunt! Did you ever play Jungle Hunt before?
So anyway, this is one of the early side scrollers. It has 4 levels. So right now you're just jumping along the vines. This is stage 1.
You have to get the timing down, so sometimes you gotta wait until they're as close as possible.
Yeah.
Because if you, I was actually playing this with a friend yesterday, believe it or not. But
You've been playing a lot of Atari.
Yeah, he kept fucking up because he was just jumping like whenever. He was being really impatient. You actually have to.
You gotta wait. But what you just did there, I always loved when you can go fast. Like, I used to always try to go as fast as I could.
I only did that fast right there, though, because I knew I could. Yeah.
But there is a rhythm where if you get the right rhythm, you can actually go really fast through all the vines.
Hey, do you remember in one of the nerd videos, I think the nerd says something about punching snakes?
Yeah, you hear you're punching alligators.
Well,
Who the fuck has the balls to punch alligators?
Look at this.
Maybe they're crocodiles. I don't know. But you know what? When I was a kid, I used to hate trying to punch them. I used to just swim at the top and just go through the level.
I could be wrong, but I think I read in the instruction manual to the game that he's actually supposedly got a knife. So he's actually knifing them.
He actually, I do remember that. He is supposed to be knifing them, but you can't see the knife. But anyway, it's really hard to do that. Like, you're doing pretty good with it. But I used to always get killed trying to punch them.
It's tough.
Or stab them, whatever, because, you have to do it at the right time. You got to be in the right position. See, like right there, you fucked up. That's what I used to do all the time. So I'd be like, screw this. I'm just going to swim at the top. But this is such an advanced game, though. I mean, you can see all the foreground trees going by.
Like, it's like mode 7 or something.
Yeah, maybe it's mode 1.
Mode 1.
Everything about, like, the sound of the boulder hitting. This part I always loved, the music here. Listen.
All right, this is hard.
This is the hardest part.
This is the hardest part.
And there's 2 of these guys, not 1.
What I try to do, I try to get to as close as I can to him, and jump when he's close to me.
Yeah.
I'll try. Yeah.
Yeah. And
go,
you gotta outrun them too.
Yeah, and there's 2 of these fucking assholes. Let's see if I can do it one more.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
All right.
See, I told you I've been playing this for like my whole life.
Yeah.
Come on, yeah. And he saves his daughter. Isn't that wonderful?
Oh, it's his daughter?
What did you think? Oh, you thought it was his girlfriend, I guess?
I would have assumed, but you're saying it's his daughter.
Well, I've read the instruction manual, like I said, with the knife and everything. So, yeah. I told you I'm a dork.